Okay. Oh, man.
All right. Good God.
What? Why did that switch? It flip-flopped the mic inputs.
Wow. Okay.
Let me...
OBS is switching things, man. You gotta monitor it real quick.
Yeah, it's on. Okay. That's dumb.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what, either OBS or Restream. I don't know who shit the bed on that one, but
I think it was a combination of both.
it did this to us last week when we were trying to start it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even let you start the live stream last week when we had everybody in here.
Wouldn't even let me start it. All right. Let's get them back in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also noticed that it changed the video settings too, which I didn't even do that. I don't know what it's doing.
I don't know. Hopefully they fix it.
Yeah. Hopefully they get the shit out of their mouth.
All right, let's call them back.
Yeah.
It doesn't ring anymore.
I think I have it set to not do the ring thing.
Oh.
What's up?
I think we got you back now.
Hey!
We had to restart everything. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it was weird.
See?
Something.
I'm telling you, man. We ruined everything.
No, you're good.
No, last week we had trouble even getting the stream to start. Like, they did an update on the software, and it just shit the bed, and I don't know what's going on. But
A wise man once told me it takes a human to make a mistake, and it takes a computer to really fuck something up. Like, man, that's some logic.
There's some
right
truth
there
in
for
that.
sure. Yeah.
Anytime you talk shit about Skype, it actually shuts off
It's
your
just
network
like,
real quick.
yeah,
It's like, oh yeah,
frozen.
Fuck you, man.
that sounds about right, because it's always fucking up.
Right.
So where were we? What were we talking about?
Definitely not youth group.
How about let's talk about your music videos.
Oh man. Well, we got Courage. Like I said, we filmed it here in this restaurant that I've worked at ever since I was like 10 years old. The whole message of it is, it's just the symbolism of working hard in a place you don't really want to be in, particularly to get to, who you really are in life and what you want to do and what makes you happy, you know what I'm saying? Because that ultimately is the goal. So,
And I think it really captures that like struggle too, and I think a lot of bands relate to it because of that, because it's like the living the life of a rock star is gone now. Like you have to work
Right.
to tour and to invest into your band. And
Absolutely.
so I think we try to capture that in the music video and not show something that like a lot of people just like show them like dressing up and like, looking like great, like with the silhouette behind them and shit. But like we wanted a really raw aspect of like working hard and just performing and just.
Because funny
Back and
enough,
forth.
like we're all in the service industry. Bryce and Brandon are full-time waiters, kicking butt. Me, Joe, and Jake, we're all chefs. You know what I mean?
Oh, nice.
And it's just something that we wanted to kind of like we said, kind of take that into an aspect of this is what we
personal,
do when we're not trying to rock out and try to make a living doing that. You know what I mean? This is how we make a living this way. You know what I mean? Like it's just yeah.
I think that era of that rock star that just like one day is doing nothing, and the next day they're signed as a giant rock star. That's kind of dead. Like that's not a thing anymore.
It's happening to Lil Yachty and all those.
Yeah, maybe for trap SoundCloud.
Yeah, but that's pretty. That's
hardworking individuals. It really doesn't work out like that.
But that's probably short-lived for that. Like,
oh, it will, but they've definitely got more money in the
well,
bank.
yeah.
Or they fake it really well. Either one, I don't know.
Or they got a lot of friends.
That's a big thing. Is a lot of the people that are flashing money and doing this or that, a lot of that's fake. I mean, yeah, they have a lot of money, but most of the stuff's they're renting the mansions and they're renting the cars, and that's probably not their cash they're holding up in the video.
They're renting, seriously, like, can I borrow like 2 G's from like all their friends, and then that's that's their racks. Oh my goodness.
So like if we all come together as a collective, we can make it look like we're really rich.
Exactly.
We might be able to throw one rack if we all really worked hard.
Yeah, it's like this is our tour money.
It's like one, just one. That's the music video.
Oh no! But and we like the whole, like, it was kind of borderline cheesy as well, you know, because we pull instruments out of, you know, the fridges and the toaster oven, and yeah, exactly. Like, it, you know, where did that?
I like how the mic, you just pulled it out of the little toaster oven.
Yeah. Pull bread out of that motherfucker every day. But no, and that was awesome. And we got to do the Reset Restore video while we were on tour last with our buddy Francois, which was awesome because he didn't have to do that for us, and he really worked hard on making that look very, very pretty. I don't know, there's so many slow-mo shots in it that are just like, I don't know, all of us definitely don't see ourselves like that at all, so it's like really funny to see these super like dramatic and epic like slow-mos and sweats going everywhere, and we're totally not like that. it's just
yeah, he just took like random footage from the whole entire tour, from like most of it was like from the Northwest area, you know, like he shot for probably about like 10 shows and just randomly compiled all the footage together. And
Michigan and
y'all went to like an abandoned bus.
Yeah,
right of it.
Yeah, we saw a little bus like maybe half a block from where we were playing in Greensboro. It was Greensboro, I think. And he was just like, dude, I want to shoot inside this bus. And me and Mike are like, all right, sweet. So we walk in, and that was definitely someone's house. Like, there was clothes and trash bags, and he just wasn't home. So we decided to go ahead and you know, do some work in there while he wasn't.
Wasn't forced entry. Let's just point that out right now.
Yeah, we didn't bust anything.
The door was open. I mean, it's fine.
Exactly. If we had locked it behind us, he probably would have been fucked. But we definitely, we were courteous. Don't worry.
Shut the door, and a guy pops out of nowhere. He's like, "Welcome to my home."
Cleaned it up for him a little bit.
He was underneath the bus seats the whole time.
Yeah. You guys are noisy.
He got it back cleaner than when you guys went in. Probably.
Call me. Oh man, but that was fun. And we've got a lyric video that our buddy Mike made that works with Cardigan, so that was awesome. And those are the 3 we have out now. We want to start filming some more here pretty soon. This just, like, after the hurricane, it's been super weird, and that's why it's been hard for us to tour lately and get around. It's honestly, you know, people are preoccupied with doing a lot of things at home, you know, and taking care of their families and doing a lot of important things rather than going out and spending, you know, stupid amounts of money on their dinner or tipping their servers extra money because that felt like it, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen like that over the last year, so it's been kind of rough, and we're all just working, saving, and, you know, everybody's getting into new houses. I know myself, I moved into a new home. Jake moved into a new home. Joe moved into a new home. So it's been a busy couple months for us, for sure.
Where are you guys at exactly in Texas? Were you hit by the hurricane then pretty hard, or?
Oh yeah. We consider ourselves from Galveston primarily, but we're also from Houston, we consider ourselves, but these two live in like Dickinson, which is
Clear Lake
South Houston, and then I live here in Galveston. Jake lives here in Galveston, and then Joe lives in Conroe, which is maybe like
an hour out of here.
It's like 2 hours from here. Yeah, because it's like an hour and a half to the studio.
Yeah, his house got hit really, really hard.
And yeah, I went to his place because I thought that was going to be safer.
That was the whole thing, right? I mean, all right, Galveston got hit by a hurricane a couple of years ago. Cool. Everyone wanted to play it safe. I live in Dickinson. Brandon's like, hey, we're coming over, slumber party.
Like, move to the mainland. You know what I mean? Like, everybody goes off the island.
We're like 20, 50 miles inland. You know, we're going to be good. No. Dude. I mean, we had like that. I think Dickinson got hit like really hard in downtown Houston also, but I mean, I know most of Dickinson probably had about 12 to 14 feet I mean, you know, businesses were gone, houses were gone, you know,
Dude, like,
and
the streets were just littered with, you know, things that people had that you could tell were just, you know, trash. And it's like,
Damn.
yeah, and it sucks, man. And like, honestly, like where his townhome is located, it's almost like a giant square, and there's like homes and stuff in the middle, and so we're conveniently like located in the middle. So we actually didn't. His townhome didn't really get too much water damage. Like our cars, we pulled all the way up to the, you know, windows pretty much, and got those in a good spot. But there were some homes that were on like the outer edge, you know, of where we were, that were trash, dude.
just, you know, not even 15 feet down the road. So yeah, I mean, we were very lucky, and you know, so cleanup was good, man.
All around them was like what, 6 foot to 10 foot. Like it's crazy that they got like a little bit, because Dickinson was destroyed, the hometown.
We went to the store a couple times when we could, you know, and you could literally see down streets where there's people that have boats. You know, they're like a red light, and they're docking their car and dropping their boat off into a neighborhood. You know, it's crazy, and you're just like, man, I think you have every fiber of your being that makes you want to go out there and help and do something about it too. But you know that there's people in place to do those sorts of things. You don't just jump in and, you know, do that.
Put yourself in danger.
Exactly.
And be another person to be rescued.
Exactly. Just make it worse. It's a weird predicament, and for me personally, like the last hurricane that was really bad, I evacuated to College Station, you know, and I was there. I was in 8th grade when it happened, so I was in school for a couple months before I got to come back and stuff like that. And so this one, as the adult I am now, you know, I go to my buddy's house that I'm thinking is going to be far enough. You know, my parents are staying on an island, and I'm like, you're crazy. You know, why would you do that? And like 3 days later, it turns around and our area is getting trashed, and she's like, you're crazy. Why did you do that? It's just like, you never know how it's going to go or what's going to happen, but we definitely, I don't know, definitely are more fortunate than most, man. Yeah. And like I said, it's just made things super difficult for a lot of people. It's made, you know, just businesses are doing this right now.
I don't mind being in Indiana so much now that we just get tornadoes, and I mean, you can.
That sounds scary though. Like we don't experience tornadoes very often.
Dude,
so
you can water spouts.
I've practically seen Mr. the movie, and that's like all I know about him. Like,
you can watch a tornado go across the field, like right next to you, but you'll be fine. Like, you don't have to worry about anything. Like,
oh no, hell no,
that's how I feel about the water spouts. I mean, they're off in the distance.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't hit your house. I mean, it's kind of a hit or miss thing with tornadoes. Like,
you'll know if it's coming.
Yeah. You'll hear it coming.
It's crazy because here, like, there's nothing to do here. It's just mainly cornfields. So when like a storm comes in, everybody's like outside watching for the storm. Nobody's inside, you know, taking cover like they should be.
Fuck it. Let it take me.
Take me. Maybe it'll drop me off in California. That'd be sweet. Costa Rica, you know, who knows?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Do the whole Dorothy routine, see what happens.
My luck, I just get dropped off in the next town over that's full of meth.
Dropped off at my mom's house. Son of a bitch!
You never visit.
I knew I was never meant to leave.
Yeah, dropped off. Oh, damn, need another tornado.
Where's the next one? I'm on a layover. This is bullshit.
So I saw, I was kind of going through your guys' Facebook, and I saw you guys had a pretty big couple shows. You guys opened up for Norma Jean once, and We Came as Romans. We Came as Roman, that was recent, wasn't it?
That was, at the end of March
last month.
And Stick to Your Guns was in March as well.
Oh, yeah, nice. That one, too.
Yeah, the We Came as Roman show that they actually called us, like, I think the Monday of, and they're just like, hey, man, you guys want to hop on the show? And, you know, I think it took the whole band almost 45 minutes. Connection and just, you know, bam, cool, we're all good, let's go. And that was a great turnout, you know what I mean? That was, and it was at Scout Bar, which is our kind of like second home down here. Like me and Bryce, we you know, kind of grew up there, and then the guys, you know, like as soon as we started playing with the Not the Report, we started booking out of there, and just great venue, great people, great owners, great awesome
stuff. Yeah. I mean, and the sound and lights for a lot of like bands that are just getting started, you know, and it's super easy to get kind of overwhelmed in that, like, you know, this is a big stage, this is a big, you know, it's super weird going from the the floor or practicing in a home or a garage to that. But Scout Bar allows a lot of bands to really kind of take that leap, you know, and get them into more comfortability.
Good
as
local
far as
scene.
that goes. Yeah,
Good
I mean,
local
and
scene.
they helped us, Blood Between Us, you know, like so many bands I know that have gotten a lot of really good shows.
Yeah, like
at Scout Bar.
their start off shows, like the first nationals I ever had. Were
So
there,
Soon the
like,
Truth has gotten a lot of good shows there. We've played a lot of really
There
good
are
shows with
there
So
are
Soon.
label buddies. So Soon the Truth. They're on Cardigan
So
Records.
soon
as
the truth.
Yeah, you got
Shout out
Boston.
So Soon the Truth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you got
We actually got to talk to them a few weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
That-
good dudes.
Oh, for sure. Super pretty beards. Ever seen
Yeah,
one
they're
of them?
beautiful. Beautiful.
They got those like perfect Billy Mays beards.
Right? Just put up like just the right amount of shadow. You're like, fuck, man. My mustache grew like that. It's the only
Miss Billy
thing.
Mays.
I wish I could grow a mustache.
Right. We've got Bryce, Joe, and Jake that can't grow any facial hair really to save their life, and then we've got me and Mike are way too hairy, and we wish we could trade, but
I'll take some of it, man.
I've been working on this piece of white trash for years, man. It's finally
That's
I
impressive.
got something out of it.
I was fixing to say I can see that you guys respect the beard. It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, I look super weird with that one, so I just keep it.
I'm
Same, yeah. It makes me look way too young.
Yeah.
Like I did this whole like short hair thing just recently because I was over getting a haircut over the summer, and it's just me busy, and it's a fucking like 3 hours out of my day. I don't want to deal with it. Yeah, so I'm just like, whatever. I'm not even gonna deal with it anymore, man. I just gotta keep the beard though, or else I'll look like a little boy. Everybody will freak out.
Like I shaved and I look 12.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And everybody will remind me.
Yeah.
I shaved my beard like about a month ago. Nah, like 3 weeks ago or so.
Yeah. It's
And
fine.
walking to work, and everyone's not recognizing me, cool, and then everyone's like, "Man, did you lose weight?" No, I just shaved my beard, man. Like, lost like about 5-10 pounds. Like, oh, thanks so much, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it in my face.
So, do you guys have any tours or anything coming up lately?
Yeah, we're going on the road in June with our boys, Icaria. User.
Oh, nice.
I didn't either until just now,
Yeah, right. That's good.
Yeah, we're still putting the finishing touches on it, but it's going to be fun. We're going to be going, I think, towards the northeast and northeast area again, and yes, sir. And got a couple other, prospective little tours towards the end of the year lined up. So man, making it work and
We're hoping to
grinding.
be part of like a Texas festival in August that's getting put together.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, come
Oh,
up to
for
Indiana sometime and see us.
We went to Fort Wayne in for the middle of October last
Fort
year.
Wayne was a lot of fun.
Oh,
like
did
they had a place called the Glory Hole, I
Glory
believe.
Hole.
Oh, yeah.
The Glory Hole.
we called that a bunch, and that's why we.
No,
couldn't
yeah,
remember
we
it.
joked about it being called the Glory Hole. Now I actually called it the Glory Hole on an interview.
I literally did
It's
that.
the
at
Glory
practice.
Hole.
Super easy to do.
You walk
Super
in and it's just like, oh my
It's
god, those holes are everywhere.
easy. You're just.
Yeah, it's
you're
like
just
this isn't a
cautious.
venue at all. This is strange.
It's a venue. It's a venue for something else.
Man, honestly,
You
like,
did have to walk up like a set of
it
stairs.
was like a half a mile before you actually got into like the venue part of where this like because it was
Yeah,
like a
loading in
rundown
and out
building.
was not fun.
No,
And all
dude.
these doors have
no.
holes in them.
Yeah, like no one can open and close these. It's fucked up.
There's no doorknobs on these doors at all.
Right? Like that whack-a-mole game looks a little fucked up. I don't know.
Looks
we
painful.
were talking about how we love the Glory Hole. Oh, the Glory Hub! The fucking Glory Hub.
Like I said, it's
And-
an easy mistake. to
And we
make.
keep calling it Glory Hole. It's a great place, though. Fort Wayne was one of my favorite crowds on the last tour, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, Fort Wayne was
Bear the Burden was local on that,
The
right?
Bear the Burden,
Those
yeah.
guys were super, super nice. Those guys have kept up with us and put up pictures and throwbacks and all kinds of stuff. It makes you feel nice that people actually like dig your music enough to continue thinking about you, I guess, afterwards. So,
yeah, I think Indiana's on the next run too.
Yeah, we're doing Indiana. No, cool thing about that, like last time when we played the venue, like all the people that were there, I think like literally we all drove to IHOP. Like there must have been 40, maybe 30 people. Like straight, they gave us the whole section in there, like where it used to be the smoking section. Yeah, now that IHOP took it out. Yeah, but great time, man. Lots of real cool people in Indiana.
Do you know where you're coming back to this next time?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a confirmed date or it's not a confirmed date. But give me just a second and I can confirm it for you. If they can keep talking while I look at it.
There you go.
So back to the glory hole. That was it was like really low lit. Like it had hanging string lights. Kind of.
Oh, okay.
Just lights and shit?
Yeah. It had like a cool, almost like lattice backdrop kind of look to it. It almost looked like it was a backyard inside of a loft.
That's pretty cool.
It was, yeah. And when we walked in, because like I said, it's like a fucking half-mile walk to get to where you need to go.
You gotta go down the creepy long hallway to get to the venue at the end of the creepy long hallway.
The crazy skinny stairs, and then the creepy long hallway, and then the super right turn with a hole in the floor.
I'm pretty sure there was like a light flickering somewhere up there.
100%.
In a corner.
100%. And then you walk in, and it looks like this artist loft that somebody made into a venue. And it's just like, it looks like somebody could do a music video there. Like, it looks like you could do so many cool shows. Yeah. And for us to be playing on, whatever we end up walking into and whenever we play shows now, because obviously we're not to the point to where, like, every venue's consistently bigger and on a stage and stuff like that. You get surprised. Sometimes you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
Like, this is cool. Like, I totally dig this.
Really cool.
Unfortunately, we are not coming to Indiana on the next run.
Oh no.
So, yes, I'm sorry.
What is
the
we have an off day?
What's the closest?
Hey, no worries.
But next time, though, you guys will have to point us in the right direction.
Yeah, what venues are out there that are super cool?
What's out there, Chad?
There's quite a few. I would go Indianapolis.
Yeah, there's a venue in Indianapolis called the Hoosier Dome.
Yeah, the 18th, both of those days.
And
there's a few. I mean,
there's a few down there. There's the Hoosier Dome. There's Irving Theater. Hi-Fi.
Oh, sick.
There's Indianapolis. I mean, Fort Wayne's good too.
Yeah, Fort Wayne's
Indianapolis
great.
is closer for us, so we always go down there. But
I mean, that would be considered a separate stop, I think. I mean, maybe if we got big enough in Indiana.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Indianapolis to Fort Wayne's probably about 2.5 hour difference.
Oh, totally. Then, yeah.
And we're about an hour north of Indianapolis, and we're still about an hour and a half. It's still about 2 hours for us to get to Fort Wayne because you have to go some fucked up way to get there.
Yeah.
But
sounds classic.
Yeah.
Honestly, talk about driving all fucked up. I love Texas roads and everywhere else. Like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but God, it's so hard to drive everywhere else. Like Texas, you're flat and you're straight for
like 5 hours before you take your first turn. You go into some cities and it's like you gotta take a right and 0.001 miles and then take a left directly after that.
And then
head down this back alley.
Miles.
Nice.
And you make a turn and then you're on another road for 300 miles. Like it's amazing.
I've never been to Texas. I've always wanted to go down there and check it out.
Well, Galveston's a vacation spot. Our beach isn't like super pretty like compared to Florida, but I mean, it's a good little spot. It's super cheap. It's relaxing.
Yeah.
But yeah, living out here is awesome, but it gives you like a false sense of like paradise, I guess. You think of all this stuff when you're a kid, and then we go on tour, and I'm like looking around, and I'm just like,
we got gypped on this one. This place is way cooler.
Oh yeah, when we went to Myrtle Beach, I was just like, this reminds me of
Myrtle
Florida.
Beach was awesome.
Yeah,
like I didn't think I was gonna be in Carolina, just like on a really nice beach. I've never thought about that.
Right.
Us and Sosuna and Icaria played beach football and soccer, didn't we?
Yeah.
A lot of sports last tour.
Oh,
a lot
I
of
played
injuries.
for the first
time.
Hamstring. It was tough for sure. Oh man, who was that? Was that JD and
JD and Zach, the
Zach,
Marsh
yes,
guy. Yeah,
they
just like
collided.
had a collision.
Yeah, that was
What's
a tough.
what's your favorite place you guys have toured to?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Honestly, I think like Fort Wayne was actually a really, really cool show.
Don't.
For that being our first experience, I definitely enjoyed it. And you know, for when we slept the night before, you know, going into that situation, you're just kind of thinking to yourself like I watched somebody like jump out of a window at the motel the guys were sleeping at. Like I slept in the van and I was like freaking out. I had a crowbar next to me the whole time. Like,
Fort Wayne's like the Tate of
totally
Indiana.
understand that.
It's just the hotels we choose are terrible.
Yeah, we don't have
They're
much money,
cheap,
obviously.
but they're terrible.
But it's one of those things where, like I said, you watch that and then you're like, shit, we're gonna play this place tomorrow, you know, and then you get in and you're like, oh, this is actually super.
Yeah, and then the people were really cool and want
Yeah,
to like,
exactly.
you know, talk
Like
to you
the
afterwards, go
bands
eat. Like that
cool.
doesn't happen every night on tour, you know. So like when you hit random towns, you could have this like slight sense of like, oh, this is gonna be really shitty. And then when towns like Fort Wayne are like really nice to us and really great, it's like it gives you motivation to go to those next towns. So Fort Wayne probably was one of my favorites. That Myrtle Beach was really fun. Kalamazoo, Michigan was one that looked bleak and like it was a terrible rainy day, but turned out to be a really great day. They opened the venue at like 1 or 2, which is awesome.
Place, which is even better.
So pizza right off the bat instead of waiting outside the venue until 5 p.m. like you do a lot of places.
Cool. Right, you have to sit in the van and just wait. Honestly, for me, I love going to Atlanta. I like Georgia a lot.
I was gonna say once we get into like the East Coast, I feel like it's just everything's so much smaller and the drives are like 2 hours. Like that's what I just enjoyed, being in the car for 2 hours a day compared to driving out of Texas and being in the car for 8 hours. You know what I mean? Like, that's just...
Also, North Carolina, like almost every stop that we had, everybody was hella nice.
North Carolina,
like there was a gym that let us work out for a day and just try to make ourselves feel like we were doing something productive, and we got to do me and Bryce got to shower for the price of one because these ladies are super nice at this gas station. Let's see, the bartender that we ran into, that one-off stop that we didn't even expect to play, and I didn't want to play, to be honest. Like it was like last minute as shit, and we're stopping in this place in North Carolina we've never been, and the venue owner's just like, yeah, you guys can play if you want, but like we haven't really like said anything about it, or nobody really comes. And I was just like,
wow.
And I don't really take that. Like the whole time we drove over there, I'm like, why the fuck do we drive here if we're gonna go and drive over here? So, but it ended up we met this bartender chick.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. We went out on the town and like we literally just made it like I think all the bands like split up to go like do a little bit of promoting
and just looking around. Yeah, because we were trying to pull people for the show.
Yeah, and we just meet people, man, and just brought them, and that was actually really cool.
Yeah, like that bartender showed up and like bought merch from every band that was on the run, like every CD, every T-shirt, and that stuff really matters in the end. So
for sure.
It's the beauty in the small towns is what I think keeps touring beautiful in general, and so it's hard to choose a favorite city because there's little random people in a lot of cities that are awesome. Austin is probably one of my favorite just because the atmosphere is just amazing. It's just great.
Yeah, we've heard Austin is like actually a great place.
Yeah.
To book book for venues.
Oh yeah.
Everybody hates
hundreds
me, but
of
I'm not
them.
a fan of it.
I don't know why. That's
he
great.
just has horrible experiences in Austin, and that's completely understandable.
Not a fan. I wish I was more of a fan.
South by Southwest is like beautiful though. Like the actual like if you go for the music festival in March, like Austin, it's amazing. That town is just built for music. Like the way it's just built. Like 6th Street is just this giant row of music. Like from like almost a mile straight. It's just like every 30 feet you have a new genre. And there's so many different types of.
Probably kind of like going to Nashville then, I guess. Like.
Yeah, Nashville we hit last tour too. That was a beautiful place.
Well, we stopped to sleep.
Oh, I guess we didn't play Nashville. We played Memphis, right? Did we even play in Tennessee?
We didn't play Tennessee. We stopped.
Stopped in Nashville
because we drove all the way up to Nashville and we stopped before we got to Fort Wayne.
Oh, okay.
We split that drive up because that was a hell of a long drive.
That's a hell of a drive from Nashville to Fort Wayne, though.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
But our distances sometimes are like 16 hours. So like if there's something that makes it 18 hours or 19 hours, we're like, what's the difference? You know, like
yeah. Everybody really wanted to stop at Nashville just because we've never been to Nashville and just wanted to see it. You know.
Yeah,
like,
I love Nashville. It's one of
the. I didn't have any money to spend, so I kind of like walked out of the van. I looked around and I was like, all right. I see it.
It's a cool place to hang out if you guys ever have a show there or something. It's a cool city.
Oh yeah, and some of the bands were amazing. We actually saw a burlesque band was the one that I reminded me like the night was like they were insanely pocket, like the just amazing drums, playing jazz music. That was actually probably one of the best ones I saw. So it's just the variety in Nashville was awesome, you know.
We don't like have an extensive touring history also too. We've only been on like what 4 or 5 runs that were like lengthy at this point. And,
yeah.
You know, like some of those stories are like the first time we've been to some of these places. Like I remember Katanning, Pennsylvania. You know, we thought Pennsylvania was going to be good for us because we recorded our record there. We've been there a whole bunch. We know it. Yeah, we've got a bunch of friends over there. But Katanning is just out of the way for everyone. I think it was like 4 or 5 hours away from all of our friends that we knew over there. This dude had like this giant room that he had like foam everywhere. Like apparently they had a rave of like 300 or 400 people the night before, you know, and he's talking it up and all this. And I've seen videos since, you know. I
think the glowing dark dodgeball room. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, the venue was literally a place where you could play dodgeball at the same time as bands were playing. Like that was on the back side of the venue. It was like this like giant. Like there were stripper poles, but it also looked like there was laser tag going on. It was stripper laser tag is what it looked like.
That sounds amazing.
Exactly. There's like a giant stage and you're like, this is going to be tight. And he's like, no, you guys are going to play like right over there.
I was like, I want to play in the foam.
Yeah. We played in the doorway to the bigger room. Like you're sitting playing and you're looking behind you. You're like, I really wanted to be over there.
Then you get hit in the face with a dodgeball.
Oh yeah, I'll never. Oh yeah, we definitely hit each other in the face with a couple dodgeballs.
Try to get slow-mo shots all night for the gram.
we definitely tried to get out some aggression on that. We had a football too that we, like, I know for a fact we threw the shit out of.
Oh no, we need to plug in the computer.
What are you doing?
So I always ask this to you know, all the bands we interview and musicians. If you could give any advice out to any other musicians, you know, maybe looking to go on tour or, you know, releasing music in a certain way, is there anything you could any advice you could give?
Yeah. I mean, for any band that's like starting to you know start to do anything that's starting to take it serious, there's a lot of steps. I mean, wanting to go tour, like there's a lot of variables, a lot of moving parts. But you know, if everyone's dedicated and you got a lot of communication with all your members, I think as long as you have that, anything's possible. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I could probably talk about like, oh yeah, you know, do this when you guys are like, no, as long as you guys got, you know, members that you guys are all comfortable with, that you guys are all
have a common goal, you know,
yeah,
like they all have to like have the drive. We're just blessed with that, like we have that in our band. But I think that's like I think that's definitely the most prominent thing is like touring at first is not always great and stuff. Like you have to like push hard, and I think that's what that's what I would give as advice is just try to persevere because the beginning's not all glamour, you know. Like
sacrifice. This dude's like definitely hurt his shoulder in a pretty bad way recently.
The last tour that we did,
in a band as long as we did.
I think we did. Yeah, I think we were gone for about 2.5 weeks, and I mean, I think it happened because of this tour, but you know, we were sleeping in the van pretty much like every night. We got a hotel room maybe twice.
Yeah.
And yeah, I came back and I kind of realized I couldn't lift my arm, and went to the oncologist and yada yada, and I have like a dislocated shoulder blade, and you know, it's like, so like I don't know how that happened.
And that's probably from sleeping on seatbelts.
Probably sleeping on the van,
like the random like seatbelt that's just like side fucking you the whole time.
Like all of your energy from, you know, the deepest, darkest parts of you, like, you know what I'm saying? You're fully exhausted. and you wake up sore as shit every single day.
They were sleeping in a van. That's just, you know, yeah, you're just gonna feel horrible.
And you gotta find those things that make it feel
comfortable.
Exactly. Because like you're not gonna feel physically comfortable. It's not partying every night. It's not
working out on the road is very important. I mean,
stretch.
Stretching. At a certain point, like I think we all kind of like had that itch to where we were like, man, because you're waking up in a van, you're going to the next place, waking up in the van, you're eating like crap. You're obviously not eating good. You know what I mean?
I was super upset about it.
It was actually one thing that we did on the road too. Me and Jake, we went to Walmart and got a big old Lexan of like, peanut butter and jelly, bread, all these snacks. So we were trying to, do it right because you spend a lot of money going to a gas station buying, just a candy and a soda here when you could just buy everything in bulk and just, make it, meals.
And stuff. It's like you said, there's a lot of moving parts. You just have to really consider every aspect, like, of your comfortability and what you want while you're not at home, and as far as like releasing music, if any bands are out there and they're trying to like put out something they feel is big for them or them, working towards doing something that they feel is like the next level, like just stick with it and show people that you're pushing the hardest that anyone's ever pushed, and that you believe in what you're doing, because that's ultimately how people are going to connect with you, because there's so much music out, there's so much material that's either been said before or done before, and you don't necessarily get that connection with people like you would have whenever music first came out, because it was revolutionary. You never heard anything like it up until like 2000s, and then at that point everything became what it is
almost
now.
Recycled stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You find different ways to do the same thing, but you also try to make it individual, and I feel like a lot of people work hard on that, and I feel like a lot of people don't really work hard on
making sure that you have an original product, I think is like one of the I think that would be first step after all these touring advice that we've given. I think like a first step for a band is just to have a product that you wholeheartedly believe in. Like we love our album very much from beginning to end, and we were very critical on each other about how writing goes and how our live show is performed with it. Just make sure your product is polished and that you play it accurately. Like I think that's
on
the most
each other
important.
for performance and doing things right, and if something happens, we let each other know.
Yeah, we're all super critical about stuff like that, because we have to be our own worst critics. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. You have to learn how to become closer than friends. You have to be brothers. You have to be family. You have to learn to like cope with how somebody's feeling, at one particular time. You have to cope with how somebody's, and they may have something going on in their life. You have to really kind of consider that you need to know, before actually judging them or confronting them with something, because, in the end, you're only hindering the process at that point. And it comes down to, if you really want it, and you got to move forward. You gotta find some solution to whatever's holding you back, and then you go. And that would be my.
Which brings it back to open communication.
Exactly, the communication aspect of it is super, super important. And honestly, these are things that we've dealt with and done and over with, and it's like things have to be a certain way in order to progress and to. Sorry, I'm rambling. Anyway. We gotta definitely just push and make sure you give a fuck. Is basically what we're saying. Like, because you're on tour, and it shows. The people that really want to be there and the people that don't. And it's super easy at that point. And if you're in a group of people where you're questioning somebody's, integrity in what they're doing or whatever, like that definitely shows. And I saw every single one of these dudes sleep in the van. I saw them hurt their bodies and their souls and their wallets, and it's it's there.
We had the time of our lives, man.
Oh, shit.
Don't stop reaching for your dreams, man.
I'm saying, dude, honestly, I still haven't done anything fun or crazy on tour. I've slept in the van like every night, even like years.
Growing up, like for me, like growing up in high school and stuff, I would watch like videos of bands like touring and stuff, and they'd always be partying and shit and everything else. Like, were you like looking forward to that when you first were like, oh, this band, we're gonna go on a tour, like we're gonna party and do all this other shit, and then now you're like, you play your show and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to bed.
Like,
Yeah, I think like at first like you do, and then like I mean, they just like start looking at everything like in numbers. Like me personally, I guess I'm the numbers guy like in the band, and that's why I'm just like we gotta save. There's
a few members not pointing, but they're not. One of them's not here right now. You know what? There's two members, so I won't point at which one it is. But he has a thing for spending a lot of money at the beginning of tour, and I do the same thing. I think it's hard to budget sometimes, because I think that you can live this rock star lifestyle, but you try to maybe for the first week, and you're like, I'm gonna drink and do this and not go to bed, fuck sleep, and then all of a sudden you're like date 4, and you're like, my body is broken down, like I can't physically play for an hour. I smell so dirty. Vodka is seeping through my pores. I think we should probably cut it back a little.
Nobody can say anything to you where the response isn't "fuck you." Like not.
Maybe you want some coffee? Fuck you.
I usually watch the unnamed member spend all of his money, and then it makes me really not want to.
I'm just as guilty though. I don't know why I had to point him out individually. I'm just as bad, but. Yeah. The few of us. Mike's the only one, look at the projected rate right now.
Right.
You're going to be the last 5 days splitting 2.5 McDoubles and
where's your lunch?
A lick of peanut butter.
Fuck you.
That lick of peanut butter will be amazing.
Dude, you gotta save it. I do not like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I straight up forced myself to eat them for a month, dude. Yeah, I was like,
I don't know how he doesn't like PB&Js.
I love PB&J.
My mom used to fucking punish me with them. She'd make me just peanut butter sandwiches and just make me eat them. And I'd be like, no!
That's terrible.
And my friends were like, that sounds awesome. She fed me. Like, no! Peanut butter.
You're gonna eat it and you're gonna like it.
A glass of milk and then a stack of delicious cut peanut butter, and then eat it and you're just like, oh, my life.
Eat a loaf of fucking bread and peanut butter. First world problem. Seriously, 100% first world problem.
This is what we write about. This is the undertones of what we're really talking about was being forced peanut butter jelly sandwiches. That's Reset Restore's lyrics.
Yeah, my just life never trusting peanut butter.
Stated issues here. Peanut butter.
Since we're talking about since you mentioned undertones, we're gonna play your video for Reset Restore?
Cool.
Awesome.
Is there anything that particular song's about?
Honestly, it's pretty funny. Somebody in the band had asked me to write a song about addiction because that's just really not something that I cover too much. I mean, personally, I haven't really dealt with it 100%, so I don't. For me, I've just recently gotten a comfortability with talking about things I really don't feel like I had a place in, or you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if it's not 100% personal, people kind of feel like it's a little hollow, And so 100%, I used to try to just do, authentic Brandon story sort of thing, but spin them in a very perceptive way to where, it's all individual. If somebody listens to it, they take it in their own way. And that one, Jake came to me and talked to me about one of his family members and was like, my brother's been somebody's been bothering me, and I really want to write a song about this, and can you help me? And so me and Jake just kind of powwowed back and forth with the lyrics that I had, and he loved it, and Jake's honestly a machine whenever he's in a productive mood. He's so talented, and there's riffs in Leaves Like Paint. I don't know if you guys have heard that or not, but that was a song that was 4 different songs before it ended up being the one that was the final take of everything, And I just remember, him doing the same thing he did with Reset Restore. He just started playing a riff, kind of joking around, and all of us are kind of like, oh, I like that. And everybody starts feeding off of each other, and so that's kind of what Reset is about. On paper, it's about just trying to find yourself, in that kind of limbo state of doing maybe the wrong thing for too long and becoming, in the habit of doing it. And that's about it. It is just basically, trying to get back to that place, in a healthy spot. And, it's really applicable to anything in life. Anything in life. Sorry about the phone.
It's all right.
Telemarketers, am I right?
Oh, yeah, those jerks. There's so many. But yeah, I mean, like I said, all of our songs are basically open to perception, but or personal opinion.
Yeah, it's just about struggling, coming over addiction, like a battle back from addiction.
Me personally, it's like my addiction with music, and the fact that I fight, the want to do it all the time versus my life. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I don't feel other things are as important whenever they're right there. You know what I'm saying? Where they're more predominant in my responsibilities.
You're obsessed with it, basically.
Exactly. And you push things aside because you want it so badly.
Right.
But it's, for me, it's just like I gotta, think about my family, my mom. I gotta think about my girlfriend. I gotta think about my friends. Like these all people that have lives too, and what I do affects them just as much as what they do affects me. Mm-hmm. That's what I kind of personally put into it. But like I said, it's a lot of different things.
Right on. That's cool. Well, hey, thanks for coming on and talking to us and telling us all about everything you guys have been doing.
No problem, dude.
Thank you so much for having us on, man.
Ramble. I'm the worst about it. I'm going to catch some slack about it later, trust me.
No, it was fun. If you guys want to come on again sometime, let us know. I mean, if you get something else out there you want to tell people about, or just come talk shit with us. It's fun.
Yeah,
so.
Sounds fun. About music, I'm surprised the Under Oath album didn't get brought up. Which I finally listened to this morning, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new one?
The new one, yeah.
I haven't listened. I've only heard one song off. Not good?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, unanimous.
That seems to be everybody's reaction. Everybody's like,
man, it's super, super unfortunate. I maybe heard like 2 or 3 songs that I was like, okay with, but not happy that they put out. I mean, Mike sat me down in my car for like 20 minutes before our last show and was just like, dude, this isn't even Under Oath.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally different. You can tell they're trying to, I think they're just trying to mature a little bit, maybe, but.
Hey, I miss Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting something completely different.
Oh, for sure. I think we're all on.
But I don't know. Some people like it, some don't.
But they pull it off live, and they kill it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, Under Oath is a great band. I mean, I think it's like, it's been 8 years since they put out an album. You know what I mean? Directions have changed. They're a different band. They've said it a couple of times, and it's a different album. I know it's probably going to grow on me like the late Bring Me the Horizon album kind of grew on me, and I'll admit it. But I don't know. Just I don't know. Yeah.
See, I would love to do this. I would love to just debate on music and just talk all kinds of shit. If I could do that with you guys, it would be so fun.
Oh, we can do that anytime you want.
Yeah.
Go.
We can have you guys on just to talk shit about people if you want.
Shit, I was going for it, but I mean,
we're just gonna dog Under Oath the whole time.
Yeah. It seemed like that at first, but that's not necessarily what I was going for. I'm just
right.
I mean, I've been known to have a few beers and just, say whatever I feel like.
Just let loose,
All right, guys. Well, definitely. Thanks for your time. We definitely appreciate it.
No problem. Very much. We appreciate it as well.
Thanks so much, guys.
Anytime. You guys stay safe on your next tour and have some fun.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys within the year, so that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be sweet. All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right. Take it easy.
Good. Busy.
All right. That was the guys from An Author and a Poet.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot I closed YouTube, so now I got to bring all that back up.
Oh, no. Fuck that up. It's fine. We can talk about, I don't know.
All right. We could talk about, I don't know. I'll bring it up here really quick.
Technical difficulties that we had earlier. It was some bullshit.
Those are great.
But hey, those dudes are cool.
Oh, yeah. For show. All right. This is their song, Reset, Restore. Let's check it out.
Oh, yeah. What a sweet video.
That's freaking noise.
One of these days, I want to go like watch somebody make a video, music video. It'd be fun.
Oh, I'm sure we could set that up. we know a couple dudes that do that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
it'd be cool to watch them do it. I've never.
Yeah, I just kind of want to see it because just even making like little promo videos is a pain in the ass.
Oh, I don't want to watch them put it all together.
No,
that'd be a pain in the ass.
I know there's like we have the same program they use, and I tried to put something together. I'm like, what?
What?
What? Like, what is this?
I just don't want to sit down and learn how to edit video.
Dude, like,
it's not. I mean, yeah, it's hard to do, but it's just time consuming. I think it's more time consuming than audio.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. There's more to it, but yeah, I don't. It's just every time I'm thinking like I want to make a little video, and then I'm like, ugh.
You start doing it, you're like,
ugh. Fuck this.
Start doing it, like, where's the beer?
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely shout out to all the guys and Author or Poet.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the time.
Hell yeah.
Sorry about the technical issues.
Right? That's some bullshit.
But I'm glad we reset it because that would have been that would
have been shitty.
Yeah. And we don't aim for shit.
No, not usually.
We aim for the quality, so it happens. We depend a lot on internet.
Right.
So.
Oh,
yeah.
Goodness. I look like shit.
I look like shit. I just realized that I didn't have to open up Loopback.
Oh.
Yeah. Weird.
Right. Must work without it being open.
I guess.
I don't know.
As long as you make the connection.
So.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop open these. We'll pop open these pages. I was gonna say something else, but that is not appropriate. But when is it?
I know what you're gonna say.
We'll pop off a piece of my Richard.
Just say it.
No.
You can say what you want.
So yeah, there's got some weekly topics to discuss about Stuttered Over It. So there's some interesting ones, especially the last one, but I'll go ahead and jump in with the first one.
Do it.
So the Department of Justice is investigating Live Nation for possible antitrust violations.
Good. Fuck them.
That's what I saw the article. I was like, oh yeah, get them. Although the Department of Justice allowed Live Nation and Ticketmaster's merge at the time, new reports from the New York Times are saying the Department of Justice is now reviewing complaints that Live Nation, which manages 500 artists, including U2 and Miley Cyrus, has used its control over concert tours to pressure venues into contracting with its subsidiary, Ticketmaster.
Mm-hmm.
They suck, too.
Mm-hmm.
As the New York Times reports, Ticketmaster tickets 80 of the top 100 arenas in the country. People warned of the trouble that their merger could cause crippling competitors in the ticketing business, yet they still joined forces. The consent decree was supposed to prevent Live Nation from using its strength in live entertainment to foreclose competition in ticketing. Bo Buffer, the chief of New York Attorney General's Antitrust Bureau, told the New York Times. But it is now widely seen as the poster child for the problems that arise when enforcers adopt these temporary fixes to limit the anti-competitive effects of deeply problematic vertical mergers. The New York Times explains that because of the merger, competition in ticketing at the major venues is effectively blocked.
Yeah, it's a monopoly.
And they charge you outrageous fees.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Oh, you just bought this $60 ticket?
But you know what's going to happen?
Guess what? You're about to pay another $20 just for processing fees. Oh, you want a place to park? Yeah, that's another $25.
They're going to go through all this shit, probably win, and then raise their prices because they just spent an assload of money on fucking legal fees and shit.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, fees are up. And nobody's going to win. It's fucking stupid.
I hate that. You're like, oh, I just got a ticket to an artist I've been wanting to see for like ever for like $25. And then it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, you're going to spend about another $40 in fees for parking fees.
Processing fee. And
Processing.
Parking.
Like what the?
But the parking's not there.
What are you processing? Like
the parking's the parking garages. I think.
Right, and then you got to pay like anywhere from $20 to like $35 just for parking.
Yeah, but I don't blame the parking on the.
No,
video.
that's under. I'd rather pay for parking. That's fine.
Right.
That way, I'm not parking my car like 12 blocks away in a parking garage that's really shady.
Yeah, I don't. The parking thing's not so much the deal,
Right.
but
It's just like, here's a processing fee.
why can't they just build the processing fee into the ticket price?
Yes.
At least that way you're not like going and you're like, oh well, thanks. It's just a kick in the dick when you see it.
It is. You're like, all right, $25 ticket and another $40 in fees.
Yeah. So Amazon Music's gonna delete all users' MP3 uploads on April 30th. What uploads? If you use Amazon Music's dedicated cloud music locker, I didn't know that was a thing. It's time to go back up your uploaded MP3 files elsewhere. The streaming platform has announced that any uploaded songs will be removed from users' libraries on April 30th. As reported by The Verge, Amazon Music revealed last year its plan to shut down the cloud music locker, and the ability for users to upload their own MP3s to the storage service was shuttered several months ago. Now there's an actual end date in sight for when users upload MP3s will be deleted. However, you can still go on, log into your Amazon Music, and save any of the MP3s you want to have uploaded in the past. Digital Music News reports that the users can choose to keep their tracks on the cloud simply by keep my songs under music settings. Be warned that this may only be a temporary fix. Amazon warns that you won't be able to download or stream any tracks you've uploaded to music storage by this time next year. It's probably a safe bet to make sure you've saved your MP3s. I didn't even know this was a thing.
I didn't either.
So, probably why they're ending it.
Yeah, because they're like, well, this is a waste of time and space.
Sure is.
So I thought this was interesting since we talk, we kind of talk about how nobody plays in Indiana because of, radius clauses.
Mm-hmm.
Coachella is being sued over its radius clause. Sold Out Productions, an Oregon-based promoter that runs the annual Sold Out Music Festival, has filed a lawsuit against Golden Voice, the AEG-owned company that puts on Coachella. As Billboard and the Portland Business Journal reports, Sold Out argues that Coachella's restrictive radius clause, which prevents artists from booking festival appearances within 1,300 miles of Indo, California between December 2017 and May 2018, violates federal antitrust laws. That's a huge radius, by the way. 1,300-mile radius? Like, why?
Because they're dicks.
Sold Out organizers claim that multiple artists, including SZA and Daniel Caesar, have had to turn down playing the Sold Out Music Festival due to Coachella's radius clause. Lawyer Nicholas F. Aldridge, who is representing Sold Out, argues that the radius clauses do not generally benefit Coachella since the festival sells out months in advance, and is asking the court to toss out the radius clause agreements. Golden Voice has publicly responded to the suit, issuing the following statement to Celebrity Access. Radius clauses are common in the concert business where promoters take great risk and spend huge sums to produce marquee festivals, tours, and other shows. With over 100,000 fans attending each of its 2 weekends, Coachella is a premier festival destination attracting visitors from across the region and around the world. The producers of Coachella will vigorously defend against the lawsuit, which calls into question a long-standing industry practice that is crucial to our ability to continue offering fans the unraveled experience of which Coachella has become known.
Because you know why Coachella is so big? Because there's a radius clause that nobody else can have a fucking music festival within 1,300 miles of it.
Yeah.
If somebody else were allowed to have
from December.
I mean, yeah. The only reason Coachella is so big is because nobody else can fucking do anything.
Why can't they have any concerts within a 6-month period? Like Coachella's 1 weekend out of the year?
Because they're afraid that somebody's going to come in with a better music festival the week before.
And be like, oh, we already played in that area.
Yeah, we've already played that at this festival. Well, fuck off. That's America. That's
right.
Fucking capitalism.
Yeah.
The best
That's called
one.
freedom. You can play wherever you want.
That's the way that it's supposed to work in this country is the best wins.
Exactly.
But then they do this shit where they're saying, well, we know
it's basically a safety blanket.
Yeah, we have this festival and we don't want anybody else to play because they might take away from our festival.
Yeah, we have this imaginary radius.
If your festival's not good enough, then that's your own problem. That's not the other festival's problem. The best will win. It'll sort itself out.
And this has a lot to do with Indiana. Why nobody plays Indiana? Because of radius clauses.
It's stupid.
It's crap.
Fucking let anybody have a fucking music festival wherever they want, whenever they want. And when it doesn't work, it'll die, and the next one will come along.
Exactly.
And you'll have a better one.
Boom.
It'll sort itself out. The fans will pick where they want to go.
Yeah.
The only reason Coachella is so big is because it's forced to be there. You're forced to either go to Coachella or not go.
That kind of makes me wonder how Warped Tour pulled that off all the time.
Warped Tour probably has radius clauses in place for when they fucking go to cities.
Right, but how do they pull that off?
What do you mean?
Well, because like you said, we're not gonna play Warped Tour because we just played there a couple months before. So
theirs probably isn't as strict, but they probably have a radius clause.
True.
And that's probably why a lot of those big bands won't come and play like Indianapolis.
Yeah, nobody plays Indianapolis.
Because they probably have something else that probably says we can't play there because...
Radius clause.
Something. It's probably something stupid like that.
I get it, like, if you want, like, a small radius clause, but 1,300 miles?
For months on end.
And it's in California? That's a big radius for California.
So what, basically, you can't play, if you were to play Coachella, you can't play anywhere else in that area. And
let's look up where... What was it? Indo?
Indo. I don't know how they say that. I mean, it's going to be...
Well, I want to see, like, what other...
Where it's at.
Yeah.
I think you're zooming in.
Oh. That's backwards.
Oh, it's on Linden Street.
So let's see, like, Coachella Valley Preserve.
What's close to?
Yeah, like what other neighboring cities?
Keep zooming. There's San Bernardino.
San Diego.
That's within 1,300 miles, that's for sure.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Even Vegas would be within 1,300 miles, it looks like.
Yeah. I saw a thing.
1,300 miles is a long ways.
Yeah. I saw a thing that Los Angeles has a music festival.
Yeah, I'm
so
sure
how does that?
I don't know. It's so dumb. That's a stupid one.
Yeah.
How many months is that from December to May? That's fucking retarded.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's not even fair. But what do we know? We're just two dudes.
Yeah, so you can't, so an artist, if they're booked in Coachella, they can't book a festival appearance?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
That's such bullshit.
Yeah. It's crap.
It's crap.
Wow.
It tastes like poop.
It's poop again. So that's probably going to do it for us this week.
Probably should.
Next week we have on We Were Sharks. They're from Victory Records.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty excited about that. That'll be pretty fun. I saw a thing that they'll be playing in Fort Wayne in I think it was May. It may be the summer. I'll have to look. But pretty excited to talk to them. Should be fun.
Yes.
Don't forget to check us out if you're watching on Facebook, don't forget to check us out on YouTube. Click that subscribe button. Just in case Facebook just opens like, oh, we're done.
I hope so, honestly.
Also, if you're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. So, we're on Instagram, Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, Twitter. I haven't really been hitting the Twitter hard.
Your mom's house.
What?
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's going to do it. See everyone next week.